ChatGPT offers advertisers now the chance to advertise their services, similar to what Google does with Google Ads. This is only available in certain countries, but I was lucky enough to do a small pilot in the USA, and this is what I found. And spoiler alert, it's not ready. As you see, I did record some clicks, and we spent about $400 on this, and we even tracked some conversions. So a few people filled out a form. So it's not all bad, but in comparison with other forms of advertising, it's not as good. And one of the reasons for that is that OpenAI is very cautious, and they have only created a small space for the ads in the free ChatGPT experience. It shows outside of the conversation at the bottom, and it's just really tiny. So this is what the interface looks like, very similar to what you will see in Google Ads or in Meta Ads. You see reporting of clicks, conversions, impressions as well, although it's not over here, how many people clicked through. You can see here also that the click-through rate is very small, and that is not a surprise, because when people are actually in ChatGPT asking questions, they're getting the exact answer that they're asking for. The incentive to click on an ad is just not very large, and that is a challenge that Google has to contend with, but ChatGPT even more so. What annoyed me was that it's very hard to actually know what types of conversations ads show alongside of, and without having that kind of information, such as when you advertise on Google, you have search terms. You're kind of screaming in the void. You have no idea whether you're even being displayed alongside relevant conversations or not. So the before this becomes a viable advertising option, there is a lot to do for OpenAI to make that happen. This is how you actually set the targeting. I also found it very tough to set a geographic targeting. So I could go by TV region in the USA, but that is still a fairly large area. And in this case, we're advertising for an audio college that offers vocational courses. So the commute time is really key. So I've tried to add context hints here and sort of instruct ChatGPT as to when these ads should show, but I have no idea to what extent these are being followed. And of course, it's understandable that conversations should remain private for ChatGPT users, or they would quickly lose trust. But as an advertiser, I do want to know where my ads show, and I have no idea. And I have no way to influence this besides putting more stuff in the prompt, which I don't know how well is being followed through. Now, the real acid test, of course, is the performance in web analytics. So when people click through, what happens? So you see here the results for ChatGPT. We found there were 104 users that came through it during the test period. But you see a couple of things here, right? Our main channel is Google Ads, and people who click on a Google ad spend 53 seconds on average engaged on the website. You see for ChatGPT, it's 18 seconds. Interestingly enough, if people come in upon the recommendation of the in-chat results, they stay for almost 2 minutes. So, and they are more engaged than any other users, although the numbers are small. And we see that the key events happen there as well. But otherwise, the 18 seconds looks very bad compared to Google Ads, which is just below a minute, or organic search results, which are just over a minute. So yeah, if you put it side by side, make it graphical, this is what it looks like. So still a long way to go. Now you could say ChatGPT advertising might be more like social media advertising. So it's in context, but it's not direct search type of advertising. But even then, I have no way of actually targeting specific groups. The only thing I can do is upload lists for sort of retargeting, and but then you would have to have real ton of traffic to do that. And I don't think the reporting is up to scratch at that point to actually tell you how well it works. So in short, ChatGPT will be forced to sell a lot of ads to make its platform viable in the long term. Once the pressure comes there from investors, they will need to sell more ads. To sell more ads, they need to share more data with advertisers. They will need to make their ads bigger, likely. They will probably need to go through the same steps that we have seen Meta go through. The early Facebook ads were also tiny ads on the side in the desktop, but eventually things took off when they started to make the ads look more like editorial content. And I just don't see any other way than that this is going to happen to the free version of ChatGPT in order for OpenAI to pay for the expense of actually running it. It probably will make the free version a lot worse, which then leads to more clicks and advertising revenue. And at the same time, the people who get really annoyed with it will hopefully pay for the paid version. But of course, they can't do that as long as cloud is along. So I think this is a matter of waiting until the sentiment around chatbots changes. So I guess this one is to be continued.